Welcome back everyone, and this is actually the most exciting part of this course, an end-to-end example and how to build a sunburst chart from start to finish. So let's quickly review. We are going to look at what a sunburst is, we are going to explore sunburst chart, we will look at when it could be used, what use cases could be appropriate for it, and more importantly, when not to use a sunburst. I've seen sunbursts used in so many scenarios which was just not fit for purpose. So this is what a sunburst looks like. If someone asks me to describe it, it will be some form of hierarchical map. However, I like to call it a layered donut to be perfectly fair, or layered rings. We have the innermost layer, as you can see, with 3 segments, followed by additional segments on the outside, which is related to the inner segments. It's almost like a decomposition chart. However, what I want us to do is think about when we can use this. If you have a relatively good hierarchy with few elements, this could be an option. Once you start getting too many different categories or dimensions involved, it starts to lose its ability to show you something meaningful. Just like any other pie chart, once you hit a certain number of slices, it becomes unreadable, and that's what you have to consider when it comes to using a sunburst. Secondly, information is hard to come by, so most of the information that you'll convey to your end user has to be visual, followed up by a tooltip. So also bear that in mind. To use a sunburst as a driving worksheet is also a possibility, but let's look in and decompose this. So we have these 2 rings. If we break it down, how about simplifying and removing the second ring just to have the first? This is how we would decompose this problem as we went through in the design phase. Now let's go one step further. Let's think about drawing this first segment. Once we have the first segment drawn, we could draw the additional segments and align them. Once we have the first ring drawn, we can draw the second ring and so forth. But the key is this first segment. So let's look at it into a bit more detail. It will be a polygon. Yes, it will. And it will look something along the red lines. We'll draw a polygon based on the shape. We'll draw the inner circle first. We'll move to the side. And we'll draw all the way around. And that will give us our individual segments. And that is how we are going to build this sunburst chart from start to finish. Individual segment, completing the first ring, completing the second ring, and then working on the cosmetics. But first things first, we have to look into the data. And that's what we are going to do in the next video. We are going to prepare our data for the creation of this wonderful sunburst. So look forward to seeing you then.